How you guys doing? Chris Ignato here, and you're watching Nature Now. So this isn't exactly one of my nature videos. It's more kind of bushcrafty, I guess. And, well, I couldn't sleep last night. I'm really tired, and I decided, I might as well just hit the woods and try to work on my video, one of my videos. And it's like 37 degrees out. It's kind of cold right now. But I brought my BioLite stove. I'll cook up some ramen and just kind of, walk around a little bit and then head home. But I figured, why not talk to you a little bit about the BioLite stove. It's not a review, I just got to talk a bit about the stove, so let's get rolling. Here's the stove in the sack that it comes with, and I'll just take it out real quick. Here's the BioLite stove itself. It can actually, you can actually contain the thermal generator unit inside the stove itself, the combustion chamber, and it's surrounded by this lattice work, so if the stove's actually been used or it's really hot and you go to pick it up, you won't get burned at all. That works very well. This is all stainless steel, mind you. So this is pretty much the shockproof plastic housing that contains the heat exchanger, the fan, and the USB port and all that good stuff. There's a copper probe here, as you can see it's been used, that goes into the power, the thermal pile assembly inside, which has the heat exchanger and it generates electricity. When the probe sticks into the combustion chamber, which by the way, here's a port for the air to go in, okay? The air goes in here, the probe goes in through this part. So you slide that in, so you make sure that's in there pretty good, and then you open out the legs, okay? These legs are actually pretty stable. This thing doesn't tip over. I'm more worried about something falling off the top than this whole unit tipping over. So here you go. There's the copper probe that goes into the combustion chamber. So this unit here actually stores electricity from prior use, or you could plug it into the wall and charge it up before you ever use it. And then what you do is you build your little fire inside here, and after like 10 or 20 seconds you turn on the fan if it doesn't turn on itself. That fan will feed air into here and create a bit of a vortex or a cyclone of air mixing with the fire, which allows a hotter and more thorough combustion, okay? And in exchange, that increases the heat. That heat, once it's hot enough, heats this probe up a lot. The other side of this probe, due to this insulation here, will actually be cooler. And the differential between hot and cold on the same probe is what allows this unit to produce thermoelectric conversion, basically. And that's pretty cool stuff. Now, once it's been burning hot enough for a minute or two, this little green light will come on, and that'll tell you that you can actually plug in some of your USB devices, like a phone or something like that. I strongly recommend you put your phone on airplane mode. It will charge faster that way. It only produces like maybe 2 watts of electricity. It's not a whole lot, but it's something, and it's pretty cool. Once all is said and done, right, your fire in here will burn really hot, and as I said, it creates a bit of a vortex. Once your fire is complete, the fan will continue to cycle for a couple minutes, and it reduces all of your fuel to nothing but ash, okay? Pretty much no carbon is left behind. It is completely combusted material, so you could dump this whole well out into like the palm of your hand. You barely have any ash left behind. This little thing here, I mean, you can set your cups and things on top of this, or your pans, but if they're too small and they sit inside this, that's not good. You need airflow to get in through here, okay? So what you can do is you put this little frame thing on top, and that's where you set your smaller cups and pans and stuff, okay? Works pretty good. So the company that makes this stove is actually pretty cool. Their main focus behind doing this was to provide a decent stove that can handle a variety of fuel sources. I mean, this will actually burn cherry pits and walnut shells and, damp bark. It burns all sorts of things. Just make sure it's biomass. I strongly recommend that, not charcoal or something like that. But they wanted them to be able to purify their water and make it safe for drinking, because sometimes in some of these villages there wasn't a lot of fuel available for them to use. This thing does chew up a lot of fuel though, I have to say, but it can handle almost anything you put in it. And I've boiled a liter of water in like 3.5 minutes. It works really well. So it's a cool device. There are other stoves out there and stuff, but I really like the BioLite stove. As I said, it's got that USB port and it can charge up your phone a little bit or power a lamp or something like that. But my main thing behind it is I can have a little stove with me. I can put wood and stuff in it. That fan really generates a lot of heat once it kicks in, and you know, I get my food cooked nice and well. There's also a grill top you can get for it, but that's a whole different story. Now, the only downside I could say is it does chew through a lot of fuel. You know, I'm constantly feeding sticks and twigs into it. However, with some experience, you can wind up feeding, you know, bigger chunks of things in there, not having to feed it the whole time. It works really well, and it gets really hot. So now, I'm going to go and cook me up some ramen, and you guys can come along, and I'll show you kind of some of the ways I get this thing started. So, see you in a second. See, one thing I like to do to collect this type of tinder is I just spread my fingers out and I rake them through it loosely, and you get the real dry, delicate tinder. Like so. You stick your hands in there. I already did some. Just put it in there and you rake up. You get this real nice dry stuff. You gotta watch the thorns though. See? Real fine and dry. You just open up this little silicone door, and there's where your USB device gets plugged in. So once it's burning well and properly combusting, you pretty much have no smoke. I mean, check that out. There is no smoke coming out of that thing. This stuff's awesome. Now I just gotta heat that up and then stir it a couple times and then add the seasoning. Well, there you go, guys. You know, it might not be one of my nature videos, but you know, it's still nice to get outdoors, and there's nothing quite like cooking up a warm meal or a hot cup of coffee outside on a really cold day and just sitting down and enjoying that nice warm treat. So BioLite stove makes that a lot easier, and in some places it's legal where having an open fire might not be legal, but always check your laws and regulations at the parks you're at. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, Chris Ignato signing out. Thanks a lot for watching, and remember, if you like this video, be sure to check out this video over here that YouTube has selected specifically for you based on your watch time. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, but you gotta click the bell icon, because if you don't, YouTube will never let you know when a new video of mine comes out. And remember, passion inspires spirit.